here for American Trucks, and today I'm taking a look at this MBRP 3-inch XP Series Muffler Bypass fitting 2015 to 2020 F-150s. Now I want to take a moment to acknowledge that this is going to fit both the 2.7 and 3.5 liter EcoBoost engines as well as the 5 liter V8. However, this is not going to fit on Raptor or 2019 to 2020 limited models. Now if you're looking to get some more sound out of your F-150 without paying the price or having the complexity of a full-on exhaust setup, then this muffler bypass is going to be just the ticket. This is an easy and inexpensive way to uncork that extra rumble from your truck for a price tag that's sure to be friendly to any budget. Sometimes a simple solution is the best one, and it really doesn't get much simpler than a muffler bypass like this. Now this does exactly what the name on the box implies. It's going to take the place of your stock muffler, keeping the rest of your exhaust in place exactly as is. So this is really going to wake up the sound of your truck, making it a nearly straight pipe. You're going to keep the resonator, but this pipe does take the place of your muffler in its entirety. So sound-wise, you're going to get a lot more rumble out of the truck, making it a much more visceral experience to drive it around. Definitely an increase in sound and a difference versus stock. This is really going to uncork that rumble, and a lot like a full exhaust system would, but it's going to come without the complexity and the price that a whole exhaust would. Now it is also going to help increase exhaust flow too, as it is less restrictive than your stock muffler. Now construction here is all 409 grade stainless steel, so it is going to provide some good resistance to corrosion and rust. Now, this is 3 inches all the way through to match the diameter of your stock exhaust, so it's going to fit right in place of that stock muffler as well. Pricing, however, is the real win here, as this is only going to run you about $250. And as far as exhaust upgrades go, it's about as inexpensive as they come. Now, of course, you're not getting a whole lot of stuff here. It's really just these 2 pieces of pipe, a couple of clamps, and the hanger that you're going to need. This also is not 304 grade stainless steel, but it's still decent quality. And if you're looking for sound, this is a super effective mod that's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. So I would still call this one a good value. Installation gets a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and it should only take you about an hour or so to complete. Reason for that 2 out of 3 rating is that you are going to have to make a cut to your original factory system, but it's not much, easy to do with a reciprocating saw. And then this muffler bypass is going to bolt right in place. Again, you've got the clamps and the hanger that you're going to need to make this hang up right on your truck. And now to show you how to get this done, let's throw it over to one of our AT customers.
Hello, my name is Sean, and today we're going to be installing the MBRP muffler bypass pipe for your 2015 to 2020 F-150s. To start, I've laid out what you're going to need for the install. It's not that many tools. You're going to need some WD-40 to loosen up the stock bolts that are holding on the stock exhaust or the stock muffler. You're going to need a torque wrench set at 45 pounds. You'll need a 15 millimeter deep socket, 13 millimeter socket, obviously your socket wrench, and a reciprocating saw with a metal cutting blade. And so we'll go ahead and get started.
Hello, welcome to the underside of my truck. I'm going to start by showing you some of the things that need to be loosened up to remove the stock muffler. So first we're going to be loosening up this clamp here, which is the main extension pipe here, which is attached to the main extension pipe here. And we're gonna put a little bit of WD-40 on this, some WD-40 on the hangers because they're kind of rusty and it's gonna be easier to get them out that way. And then after I loosen this up here, I'm gonna move up to the front and we're gonna loosen the 2 flange bolts, which are at the head of the extension pipe up this way, and I'll show you that. So here we go. Just get a little bit. Oh, and if you're working underneath your truck like I am, try to wear eye protection because there's all kinds of crap that's gonna fall on top of your head and in your eyes. Those are all loosened up, or they're penetrating lubed up. All right, so we're also gonna go ahead and put a little bit of penetrating lubricant on these flange bolts here so we can loosen them up as well, because we need to rotate this pipe to take it out, or to take the muffler out. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and, after it's been sitting for a couple of minutes, we're gonna go ahead and loosen this clamp just in front of the muffler. And this is gonna require a 15 millimeter deep socket, because this is kind of tall here. I don't have a lot of space under here, but I don't have jack stands right now, and got some bigger tires, so I can fit under here fairly comfortably. Okay, so that's good and loose. Up here, there's a, on top of this pipe, you can't really see it from there, but there's a little notch where you can push and twist the extension pipe here, and you'll be able to separate this pipe from the connecting pipe to the muffler. So right now we're gonna go up towards the front of the truck and loosen the 2 flange bolts so we can get this extension pipe to twist, so we can get this this notch to come out and take it out. There is the 2 bolts that we're gonna loosen just enough so we can get this thing to twist. For this portion, you're just gonna need your 13 millimeter regular socket. Good and loose. Got some water leaking on me now. Now you can see how this wiggle a little bit here. It should be loose enough to turn, but it probably, there we go. All right, so a little bit extra elbow grease, you'll be able to get it to rotate a little bit. We're gonna rotate it this way, and we're gonna try to pop it off, pop the extension pipe from the pipe connecting to the muffler. At this point, now that we have this nice and loose here, we can rotate it now. So now we need to remove the muffler from the exhaust, which is gonna be daunting for me because I'm a little intimidated by cutting my exhaust, but I'm gonna do it. Let's see how it goes. Can't break anything that can be fixed, right? These are nice and loose now, so these will come right off. But I'm gonna actually leave them in place. I'm gonna leave the hangers in place while I make my cut, just because I want everything, for the most part, to be steadily in place while I make my cut. Because I don't have enough room to remove the whole exhaust to make the cut, so I'm just gonna make the cut underneath the truck with the reciprocating saw. So I will move you down that way, and we will go ahead and try to do that. Right there is where we're gonna make our cut. Right at the top of this straight, where it begins to turn straight, that's right where we're gonna make our cut. And I can show you this right here on the instructions. If you can see, that it's right, it's kind of hard to see the line. There we go. You can see the line right there, right at the top, where it turns straight. We're gonna make our cut. So I'm gonna do my best to, I guess, eyeball that. You can kind of see right there. So get my saw, we'll go for it. Oh, I'm gonna be careful here too, because I don't want to hit the bed of my truck with this blade. Okay. Wow, I'm actually really proud of that cut. Cut pretty straight, right at the beginning of the straight here. That was pretty clean, actually. So now, hopefully I haven't moved the camera too much. We are going to take the muffler out of the hangers here. I forgot to put some WD-40 on this hanger, so I'm gonna put some lubricant on this one here. There's another hanger at the top of the muffler. I know I'm not really supposed to hold my phone, but it's really hard to get this thing in a place where you guys can see, okay? There's a hanger right there that I'm gonna loosen, that I just loosened up as well. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and try, now that I have everything loose and the tailpipe cut from the back of the muffler, we're gonna go ahead and rotate this and move it around and get it out of the hangers, which I'm sure is gonna be a little bit of a bugger, but go for it. Okay, one hanger, easy. A little bit of penetrating lubricant like this. This hanger came out just fine. Okay, we're gonna try for this top one here that I just showed you. Should come right out. Got that little notch. Got it out of that little notch where it's connected to the extension pipe or the resonator there. And now all I gotta do is just slide it towards the rear of the truck to come out of this last hanger here. All right. And there goes the muffler. Pretty proud of that cut right there, honestly. All right, as you can see, the muffler is gone. Should be just enough space for our muffler bypass pipe. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video now and get ready to show you the install. Okay, welcome back to the underside of my truck. Here we have our front extension pipe here, the main OEM extension pipe. Okay, and first thing we're gonna do is we are going to insert the OEM adapter pipe, this guy right here. We're gonna insert it into the OEM extension pipe. So it literally just slides right in. Make sure it's at least 2 inches or all the way till it's flush, okay? I'm not gonna tighten anything down yet because I wanna make sure everything is where it needs to be before we tighten everything down, okay? So now we have, next step is gonna be our hanger and clamp, okay? I'm gonna put the hanger back in the clamp like I showed you. Okay. Hanger is in the keyhole. Just gonna sit there for a minute while I put this back on. I'm gonna put the main pipe, I'm gonna connect the main pipe to the adapter pipe here. While simultaneously putting the welded hanger through the rubber hanging bracket here. Okay, we're all the way through the bracket, okay? The hangers over on the front end here. You can see this here. We have our hanger facing the right way and we have our clamp on here, and now I need to slide the clamp down to here where it's going to be kind of crimped to the adapter pipe. In the meantime, and now we're going to go ahead and put it through the hanger bracket here, and we are officially just trying to scooch it this way so that it's as far into the bracket as I can get it. Now we have it essentially right on the end here. And this is where you can kind of see a little bit of the main pipe coming out a little bit. just want to make sure that it's going to crimp down and tighten as much as possible around this pipe so you don't have any exhaust leaks, right? So we have this hanger is good to go. This bracket is ready to be tightened down. We've got our brackets up, or this clamp is ready to be tightened down. We have our OEM clamp here that we all tightened down. Now I'm going to move you to the back of the truck where we are going to put the clamp on the back of the pipe where it connects to the tailpipe, and then should be pretty much good to go after that. All right, almost done. You can see where the top of the muffler bypass pipe is nearly touching where I made the cut on the tailpipe. And so now I'm gonna keep this here while we connect those two pipes with the clamp. I put the clamp over this guy here, like that. The tailpipe is just sitting in one hanger, so it should be pretty easy to move out and then back in. Got the tailpipe out of the hanger that it has. It's just got one hanger. I'm gonna slide this portion at least 2 inches is what it suggests. Oh yeah, it's going in there nice and smoothly. Actually, I gotta make sure I get the hanger line back up before I slide it all the way back in. Looks to me like this is about as far as it's gonna go. Got it sticking out on the other hanger's gone through, is all the way through, and it's holding pretty steady there. Pipe looks like it's back in a normal placement. I have got the tailpipe definitely more than 2 inches into the bypass pipe, which is good. So now, what I gotta do is line this up, get a little bit snug, not necessarily too tight. Now that everything is connected, we're gonna go ahead and torque everything down to 45 pounds. And then we'll go ahead and start it up for you and we'll see how it sounds. I'm excited. Okay, welcome back to Underneath the Truck. We are now just gonna tighten up all the clamps. All the band clamps. Get nice and snug, don't want any leaks. Okay, got my torque wrench already set to 45 pounds, foot-pounds of torque. There we go. All right, 45 pounds. That is, I can't imagine anything leaking out of that. That is super tight. So there's our first one. We're gonna move down to the other clamp. Okay, here we go, torquing. A little bit more. There we go. All right. So we now have 1, 2, and 3, all 3 clamps completely torqued to the, as per the instructions in what came in the packaging. So I'm just going by what they say to do. This looks pretty snug and fits perfectly. I think as long as you make that cut down there nice and straight where you need to, that's the only part that I see as like, that can be a user issue if you don't make a good cut. Other than that, everything just lines right up as long as you don't struggle with the clamps like I did. But now you know. I'm gonna move up to this front flange up here and just snug down these bolts now that I have everything lined up the way I want. These nice and snug again. A nice connection. I'm gonna go back and forth just to make sure that the pipe lines up evenly here where it's connecting. All right, so we have the front flange bolt tight. We have all of the clamps tight, and that is it.
That's going to wrap it up for our review and install of the MBRP 3-inch XP Series Muffler Bypass fitting 2015 to 2020 F-150s. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, for all things F-150, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.